Hi, everybody. This is Delina from Woke Homeschooling. I want to introduce you to Dion Willis. We're going to call her Miss Dion because that's what we do.
That's right.
And, and she is going to be teaching a class for us this summer. And I want to take this time to introduce you to her, and she can introduce herself to us and tell us about the class. So, Miss Dion,
Yes.
tell us about who you are and why you love math with middle schoolers.
Okay. I am Dion Willis. I have been teaching for very many years in the classroom environment, and I've had the blessing of being able to teach my four own children. And it has been amazing and a great learning experience for me. So, why do I like middle school kids? No, love middle school kids. Part of it is the inquisitive nature of that age group. Part of it is that by that time, they're not completely and 100% biased against math and say they hate it. I mean, I know I hear it sometimes, but even more importantly, they haven't been defined by their math. Okay. And so to me, middle school is a pivotal point, right? It's this really important place where young people are oftentimes determined whether they are algebra ready
Mm.
for their high school career, which has some real impact on what their college application looks like and stuff like that. So I feel like I can give students at that age a better sense of themselves and a better more open-mindedness to the fact that math is not a grade-based thing. It's just a when am I ready? I'm going to receive it. And so I feel like middle schoolers are more receptive to that, and it's a necessary thing for them at that time.
I
Yeah.
love that. I love that. Tell me how social justice math might inspire someone who thinks they're not
Mhm.
into math.
Well, I think that's it's funny because I'll be real with you. I'm actually a math person. I can take off the word problems. I can take everything and I can just enjoy playing with the numbers. So I get it. Numbers were my friend as a child. I will tell you the truth. However, I really do see the importance of marrying. It's kind of like a language, right? So, like, I have the language in my mind. And so when I see stuff, I'm like, oh, do you know what they're trying to tell us here? Do you know what really is behind that data? And so I think bringing that language to basically the media that kids are consuming, that we're all consuming all the time, right? Bringing the language to that uh, consuming activity really opens up our mind to how much we're being distracted,
Mm.
really, by non-topics. What are we being distracted from? What are the social justice issues that are right in front of our face, but we're not really seeing it because of this loud red herring thing going over here. And so aside from recognizing the distraction, you can see more deeply when the numbers are there that some of the truths that you took for granted just because somebody said it in social media, oh, it's being talked about a lot here. Those truths are not truths at all. They're merely somebody's opinion raised to the level of, or the volume being raised, which now distracts us from the real thing, which is our own development, our own personal movement in this world. So I really want, and especially in this age of media, I can't tell you how many times I've sat down and been TikTok, Instagrammed, YouTube shorted out of hours of my time when I
Yes,
could.
let's calculate those hours.
Oh yes, most definitely. So, I really think that I really think, to go back to the point, I really do think that being able to tie social justice issues, which affect us all, makes math a lot more meaningful and a lot more desirous to have a better handle on that language, if that makes sense.
Awesome. What are some of the topics that you're going to cover?
My hope is to cover topics that are relevant to my students. So things that are in the news immediately, but I have to obviously plan. So I'm looking at gerrymandering. I'm looking at the school to prison pipeline. I'm looking at issues around climate change. I'm also looking at immigration, hot topic in media, and exactly what it means for a nation built on immigrants. My parents are immigrants to this country, so I always find it interesting how the language during just throughout a period of time, how the language around immigration changes. And so I think some of those things would be really important. In Philadelphia, my area, of course, I'm concerned about gun violence and what's going on. And so that's also one topic that I'd like to explore. But I'm hoping to keep the class nimble enough that we can actually discuss things that are relevant, because social justice topics are always
Yeah,
on the rise, just especially throughout the summer. So
right.
I'm hoping to be flexible.
Awesome. I know the kids are going to enjoy this class, but how much math do they have to know previous to this class to be able to?
I could, yeah. I think my goal is not to burden children with math this summer, though I love math. I need you to understand that. No, seriously. Um, and I do have a desire to see Black and Brown people recognize their giftedness in this area. Don't think I'm dumbing it down, but my expectation is to present some information, show an application, get a little bit of response in terms of math. I'm not talking about pages, I'm talking about a problem or two, along with asking you to read or look at some information in the media, or maybe a video or something that I have available for you. So things like that. I really do not want us to be overburdened with the math, but I want to see its usefulness. So I'm not looking for pages and pages of percentages, though I think those are good. Do your math during the summer, please. But anyway, I do. But that's not my job this summer. My job this summer is really just to encourage you to recognize the application. So a few problems here and there, and more video watching and wanting to get your thoughts on what you're seeing and viewing.
So as long as the student is middle school math level,
Definitely. Yes,
that
I didn't answer
range.
your question.
Yeah.
I didn't. You said what level? I said all kinds of things. I think middle school math level, basic arithmetic, knowledge that percentages exist. I can take you to the next level. And let me think, anything else of necessity. A little bit of ability to play with some geometric concepts when we're talking about gerrymandering and such like that, and a little bit of ratios. So those are the basic ideas. And if you don't know them full out, we can talk about them, and hopefully that'll be a little bit of an entryway into your next academic year, man.
You'll
Yeah.
have some context for it. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
So your class is on Thursdays. You meet for an hour.
Yes. For
An
1 hour. Yes.
And I want y'all to know that this class is for middle school students, all middle school students in your household. So if you have 3, like I did at one point, all 3 are welcome to the class. You can go to wokeschoolonline.com to register. The class is $200. That's one price for all of your middle school students. And registration ends at the end of May 30th. I've been saying May 30th, and I looked at my calendar and I realized May has 31 days. So May 30th, May 31 will let you in. So go ahead and register. Our summer session is June 5th through August 4th. And there's a break in between the week of July 3rd. And I just hope that all of the students that are into math or not into math, or just interested in learning math applications.
Yes.
Yeah, I just encourage you to join us. Do you have any parting thoughts?
Yeah, it's going to be a good summer. Don't be afraid. If you are math phobic, honestly, if you're math phobic, just take it as an opportunity to see math's application in some of the things that we take for granted every day. And no pressure. I would just say no pressure. It's just going to be a good time.
Yeah, it's a good time a good way to have when you have to do math in the summer, because I know all homeschoolers are like, you doing some math in the summer. So it's a good way to meet that requirement.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Awesome. Thank you, Miss Dion.
Thank you. Thank you so much.